had 4 open heart surgeries, and then finally in my 4th surgery, they replaced my valves with metal valves.
I've had 2 open hearts, and only when I was very little.
When I was a little baby, I had a hole in my heart, and I had to have open heart surgery, and I have like a big scar right here.
Instead of a left ventricle and a right ventricle, I have one big ventricle working all as one.
Rebecca is a heart transplant patient. She was 10 weeks old when we discovered that she had a very rare heart defect. She had a heart transplant at 13 months, and she's been going strong ever since.
Usually the dads will say, well, can my boy grow up and play football or whatever, fill in the blank for whatever sport. A lot of these kids have never gone on a hike.
I remember never really experiencing like the whole community with my heart condition.
My scar was just something that was on my chest, and the medicine was just something that I took every morning. But none of my friends had to do similar things, and I guess when I was little that never occurred to me that they did different things until I started to sleep over their houses or go out with them, and then I would have to take medicine and do my own thing, and no one else had to.
I was absolutely terrified. My parents had waited a little bit to tell me. I was used to looking at congenital heart disease as a barrier in my life.
So he actually said during a tuck-in, he said, Mom, why am I always alone?
Before I came to camp, I thought there was no other heart problem kids. But when I came to camp, it was wow. I didn't even know there were so many heart problem kids. And I was going through a very tough time before I was going to camp last year, and going into the hospital and stuff, and it wasn't just fun. I'm I feel like I was the only one, but no, I guess not.
I definitely realized how you can be yourself without worrying about how people are going to think, because everyone has a heart condition, so everyone has something in common.
I had a nickname during camp, Cheese. They just are so happy to see me. They named me Tiny.
And once you get here, you're immediately going to make friends. You're immediately going to build bonds, and not just the bonds that we have physically with our condition, bonds just like any other friends you would make. And it's the best experience in the world.
So here at Meridian, our values are seek, explore, and discover. And each year, through each program, it means a different thing. This year was the kids seeking truth within themselves, within their own personal lives, exploring their strengths, what they can accomplish together and separately as a team, and discovering the power they have within themselves, discovering that they are so capable of doing everything that anybody else can, despite them having this little minor defect.
It was the night before, and I remember crying, thinking I was going to be homesick, and thinking that I wouldn't be able to do rock climbing, and I wouldn't be able to play sports and do all these crazy things that the brochure had said we were going to do that weekend. I came here and I learned I can. I was rock climbing, I was running around with my friends, I was laughing a lot.
I got really far. They were all cheering for me, which was pretty cool. Well, I was looking down and I'm wow, that's higher than I thought. It was so hard because it was should I go on, should I stop? And when everybody cheered, you can do it. And I was just like an inch away from the top. I'm like, I can do this. And I hung on, and I just was so happy when I got to the top, because last year I got to the middle, and then this year I finished it off. So I'm very excited about that.
It's hard to even describe the transformation that you see. It sounds cliche, but they just blossom. They're a different person after a few days, and they're so loving and open, and they get the world in a way that I don't think I do.
My heart being different just makes me more special, and I've learned to look at that and be proud of that. I'm proud of the scars I have. If it wasn't for Camp Meridian and learning how to come to terms with my heart condition and learning how to look at it as a gift, I wouldn't have the same values that I live out all year long. I've learned to live every day to the fullest, to be me, to be my best self, as they call it at Camp Meridian.
Some of these children would never have survived in earlier eras. So we have a whole new generation of people walking this earth who haven't ever done that before. And what I never realized, and I think what our field never realized, is that they bring with them more of what it means to really be true of heart. And then you really realize what a full heart is. It's not how many chambers there are, it is what it contains, and that is way beyond what we in medicine have ever really described.